I wasn't hungry. I wasn't thinking about sugar. I was just flipping through channels when an old candy commercial came on, then another
Sour,
and
sweet,
another.
gone.
And instantly my brain lit up. Not with hunger, but with memory. That spark, that automatic pull, like a tiny voice saying, "Hey, remember how good those Haribo gummies tasted last time?" Before I realized it, my body was already moving. Walking to the kitchen, opening the pantry, reaching for that same predictable hit of instant bliss. A routine I've repeated multiple times. And right in that moment, I stopped myself. Why am I doing this? Why does sugar have this kind of control over me? And why have I been telling myself for years that I wanted to cut back, but nothing changed? I don't want every sweet moment to end with a sugar crash, brain fog, or feeling mentally drained. I'm gonna stop letting sugar control my thoughts before I even realize what I'm doing. I don't need more discipline. I need to really figure out what sugar's doing to my brain. Most people think sugar's just a treat, but it's not.
It's been called dangerous, it's been called addictive, and it's in almost everything we eat. Sugar.
It's making us fat and sick.
The obvious suspect at the moment is sugar.
Sugar is a system, one that taps into parts of the brain millions of years old. See, for most of human history, sweetness was rare. Seasonal fruit, maybe a little honey, that's about it. So when our ancestors tasted something sweet, the brain fired off dopamine fast. A survival signal saying, "This is high energy glucose." The brain runs on this. Remember it, seek it out. That wiring kept humans alive. But today, we live in an opposite world. A world where sugar is everywhere, in places it doesn't even belong. Look at the bread. Bread has added sugar, yogurt, cereals, coffee, protein bars, even healthy dried fruit are loaded with added sugars. Sugar used to be a rare reward. Now it's the background noise of modern food. So if you ever felt like sugar controlled you, like it called you from across the room, it's not weakness. It's biology, ancient biology, trapped inside a society that floods your brain with sugar cues 24/7. Your brain was never designed for this world. That mismatch is the real conflict. Here's where things get a little interesting. When sugar hits your tongue, that signal travels straight to the brain's reward center, known as the nucleus accumbens. At this location, dopamine fires. Your brain says, "That felt good. Do it again." But here's the part most people don't realize. The more often sugar hits this pathway, the more your dopamine receptors adapt. They then downregulate, meaning you need more sugar to get that same reward again and again. Same mechanism as used in addiction. Same circuitry, which has been known for years and has been talked about by numerous specialists in the field.
Substances like drugs, research has shown that sugar fires off the same reward centers in the brain as cocaine.
Just a smaller magnitude than what illicit substances create. Sugar affects the brain so fast it can shift your emotional state within minutes, depending on how quickly, of course, your metabolism spikes. There comes a spike, then the crash. And the crash, that's when the irritability, the anxiety, and sudden fatigue hit. A 2003 study showed that diets high in ultra-processed foods, including refined sugars, dramatically increased the risk of mood instability and impact upon brain health. Suddenly, so many things made sense for me. Why I kept craving sweets, even when I didn't want them. Why I felt drained after eating them. Why I couldn't focus, like my brain was just scattered. Why every treat and dessert ended with the same sugar crash. And that's when I realized it wasn't a discipline problem. It was neurochemistry, and I wanted out of that cycle. I wanted to stop being addicted to sugar. I wanted to stop dealing with the cravings that kept pulling me in every time I saw something sweet. I wanted to break the cycle, not by force, but by understanding. So I started research. A 2022 review study on the replacement of refined sugars by natural sweeteners found correlation between memory-based tasks and cognition through reduced expression of neurotropic hippocampal brain-derived factor, which, as the study depicts, is a major neural learning and memory mediator. An additional 2019 study on the impact of sugar consumption on stress and addictive behaviors also displayed worsening evidence of anxiety and acute and chronic withdrawal-based symptoms in rodents upon increased sugar consumption. Late nights, studies, diagrams, and I realized something that honestly changed everything. Sugar wasn't the problem. My relationship with sugar was. My brain wasn't craving food. It was craving a feeling, a moment of reward, a hit of something familiar. I didn't quit sugar. I rewired the loop. I swapped high glycemic foods for low glycemic ones. For natural sugar alternatives like monk fruit, instead of regular added sugar or cane sugar. Fruits such as frozen grapes instead of processed hard candy. Unsweetened Greek yogurt with a pinch of honey. Intermittent usage of dark chocolate. Real meals and single ingredients instead of processed snacks. And slowly, the cravings lost their power. The mood stabilized, my energy evened out, my clarity returned. And for the first time, I wasn't reacting to sugar. I was choosing it.